Welcome to the Property Show and thank you for tuning in. They say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Here at the Property Show, we make sure you're enlightened on all things property. On the Property Pick of the Week, we take a look at Milimani, an ideal investment for a first-time home buyer, as well as investors looking for good returns. We'll also explore the emerging trend in container homes, their viability, cost implications, and just how it could be your next best investment. On the accessory spot, we look at an industrial rustic decor. And on our home segment, we catch up with Maureen on her renter's journey.
I think it's very important when you have somewhere secured where you can lay your head and you're not worried about, so many things that come in life that are unpredictable.
Later on, various investors and developers will share their thoughts on investing in property during an election season. It is said, fortune favors the brave.
It's the best time to invest. You won't get lower prices than now, ever again.
When the markets are down, you don't run away. It's your country, you take your position and you optimize on your returns.
Finally, a highlight of a selection of properties available in the market. Sit back and let's get enlightened. As always, there is something for everyone. We kick off with a highlight of a project located just a few kilometers from Kitengela town with beautifully landscaped spacious gardens, Milimani Homes. Let's have a look.
Milimani Homes. Milimani Homes are 3-bedroom ensuite bungalows situated in Kitengela, about 1.5 kilometers off Old Namanga Road and 5 minutes drive to Kitengela town. It is a gated community secured with a brick wall. Each house sits on a 50 by 100 plot with separate titles. Accommodation includes spacious lounge that opens to a veranda, separate dining area, spacious open-plan kitchen, 3 bedrooms all en suite, and plinth area of 155 square meters. Salient features include 24-hour security, parking area, individual garden, and adequate water supply. The price for this bungalow is from 6.75 million Kenya shillings. The rental income is from 35,000 Kenya shillings per month.
Next, we discover a new trend in housing taking root in Kenya, container homes. What is it all about?
Just how convenient would it be to have a portable dream home? Imagine being able to get the same in as few as 14 days. Yes, it is possible with container homes. We are in an era of brick and mortar, but this does not limit one from getting a new taste of their dream house. Building a brick and mortar bungalow takes 3 to 4 months to complete, but that's not the case for container homes. They only take 14 to 30 days to complete. Since the housing shortage has been estimated to rise to 240,000 units annually, there has been need for innovators to explore other options of housing, popularly referred to as container homes. This housing trend has taken root in the Kenyan market. Among the things that have made this housing option stand out are strength and durability, saves on labor, availability, they are eco-friendly, and they can be built extremely fast.
At Containers Kenya, we deal basically in dry containers and refrigerated containers. These are samples of our dry containers, ideally because we only buy and sell used containers. These are containers that shipping companies have been using them either to transport goods abroad and to here, and now their timelines has passed. So we buy these containers and reuse them. As you can see, they have minimal rust and dents. So ideally, when a client comes to choose a container, either for fabrication or to buy it as is, they will come, and among our fleet, we have so many containers in the yard and our different yards. You will choose one that has as little rust as possible or with minimum dents. But as you will see, once we choose a container, the paint work that is done on the outside tries as much as possible to remove all the rust and to do some good paint job. This is a sample of a 20-foot container, and this is a sample of a 40-foot container. Now, all our containers come with ownership documents. Actually, generally, if you are to buy any container from any container dealing company, make sure that they have documents. There's a document called the Container Interchange Outward Document. It actually acts like the container logbook. This is only issued at the port once the container is being dispatched from the port. And they have unique serial numbers. If you can look at this 20-foot container, the CAXU 6452974, that's a unique serial number that will be only indicated in the Container Interchange Outward Documents, which we regularly call just the container logbook. Now, these ones are not transferable. So as such, we usually do a sales agreement that is between us and the client, indicating that we have transferred ownership from Containers Kenya, that is us, to you as the client. In future, if you want to sell this container, you will use that interchange document and then create your own sales agreement rather, that will indicate transfer of ownership from you now to the new owner. We're now inside a 1-bedroom container house. Where we are standing is where we are supposed to have the living room. As you can see, we made sure that the doors are big enough to allow a lot of air inside. And because the whole door is glass, that's why we did a grill inside just for security purposes. There's some final paint works to be done. We tried to make the living area look as much fancy as possible. Of course, also consulting with the client. That's where you see what we call descended ceilings. And wherever you're seeing boxes, we will have lights of different colors. Behind me is the kitchen counter. So ideally, the client will have a stool here, kind of like the dining bar stools. So this is the table where they'll be using. There is small space in this, so we tried to be as innovative as possible. You can see the tiles that we've used on the wall against this counter here. It's a very nice one. So this will be the small fridge space. This is the sink section, of course, with its cabinetry. And under the kitchen counter, we also have more cabinetry. And on top here, as you can see, there's a window here so that whenever you're washing your dishes, you can be able to see what's happening outside. We will proceed now to the washroom. What we do with the washrooms inside the container houses, we make sure that the walls are all tiled. What you can see, these are actually tiles because there's a lot of water here. Then the gypsum that we use in the washrooms is actually called water-resistant gypsum, and we use water-resistant filler because of the steams that will come from the shower. So then we have the the bedroom. This is the bedroom. If you notice, we use very high quality doors. If you look, this is not a normal flash door. It's actually a very high quality door with very nice locks. You also realize, because of space implications, instead of using normal windows, we use aluminium sliding windows for this particular bedroom. It also goes with the client taste. They are slightly more expensive than the normal windows that we see, but ultimately they brought out the feel and the taste that the client wanted, considering that the window profiles are white. We also have another extractor fan also inside the bedroom, just to make sure that air flows in and nicely well here. Then we have the closet section. All the carpentry works are done here. We don't buy anything ready. We have carpenters in the house, we have floor guys, we have interior guys, and the spaces were done here according to the client's requirements. So the whole container as it looks right now, what we are remaining with are final paint touches and filler works, so that the container can be ready for dispatch in the next 2 or 3 days. So ideally, this is all done within 3 weeks, 4 weeks on the maximum. Sometimes we have power outages in an industrial area, that's why we always give an extra week. If we are joining 2 or more containers to do a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom house, we usually give 40 days. 40 days on the minimum on paper, but we will extend it to 50 days on the very maximum in case there are power outages also at the client side. We will do the basic welding works here and then transport the containers and join them there.
Basically, why people prefer going for containers is the speed of delivery of the jobs. It is different from the brick and mortar, which takes quite a while. A container takes a period of at most a month. It depends on if there are any other complications, it takes a month and a half. But a basic house with a basic floor plan takes about a month. The life expectancy of a container home is basically forever, because the steel done from a container is called coating steel. It is for the shipping sea conditions. So once you put it on land, definitely our tropical climate is basically even not adverse as the sea. So it will take a lifetime, not quite a lifetime. The advantage of a container, you can as well move with it, you see. You can move with it and even sell the piece of land you are on. You don't necessarily have to once you do a construction with houses, to bring it down, you have to bring the whole house down. But for a container, you can just carry your containers and move to another vicinity. The same floor plan of a brick and mortar house is the same floor plan that is used on a container. The only difference is that this is a container, and most of the time it is a perfect square. So we have to design how the outlets and the inlets of the water are. But basically they are just the same. The drainage inside, the inlet and the outlets are all the same. Currently we have a shortage of houses in the country, and people still are on the mentality of brick and mortar, which is costly. You find somebody has done one floor, is stuck there because of finances. But this one, if you compare that, doing a brick and mortar house and a container house, it is cheaper, but still on the mentality side of the citizens of the country, they need to change to have a paradigm shift and do container houses, because it is quite cheaper, faster to do, and it is permanent and semi-permanent at the same time. Yeah. It has all the features that the one that you think brick and mortar has, container has also the same features. We have not encountered any problems with the government, because actually we are supplementing them with housing units, because there's a crisis of a shortage of houses. So if the more we do containers and the more we advertise for the containers, the better. People will have a paradigm shift, and we do more even container houses instead of doing big buildings which are quite costly. And this is a cheaper way of having a modern, formal and organized planning for houses. This is a basic model of a house, a 2-bedroom house. And it is two 40-foot containers joined together to give it a more spacious room. This is the living room with quite fancy lights, and this is the dining area. And as we move, this is the entrance. You move into the kitchen. The kitchen is just like any other kitchen with the wardrobes, power lightings, the sink, and all the accessories, and an exit door also, emergency, which also acts as an emergency door. And as we go behind here, we meet the toilet. We have our wash hand basin here. This is a toilet, and the toilet is just next to the two bathrooms. This is one of the bedrooms of about 12 by 10 feet, and with the wardrobes to hang your clothes. Again, the fancy lighting. This is the other bedroom with the cupboards and the drawers. Again, the PowerPoints, two PowerPoints, and the fancy lighting. So the container homes, as you can see, it is basically just like the other housing. You see the tile, the floor tiles, the mahogany finished doors, and the tile work. It is basically just like another house, a brick and mortar house, but at cheaper cost and a faster rate to deliver.
Lastly, Mojapod containers.
The Mojapod is a mobile prefab structure made from a shipping container. It can be a starter home, home extension, guest house, studio, office, or a retail store. The Mojapods can be combined to provide more living space. There are two models, the Moja Premium and the Moja Fundamentals, being 40 feet and 20 feet container respectively. A 20 feet shipping container can be utilized as a retail space, a guest addition, an office, or a modest home or cabin, or studio bed-sitter. The 40 feet shipping container can host a separate bedroom and a larger kitchen and bathroom. There are different options you can choose to allow the pod to respond to your needs. This varies from furniture, appliances, outdoor covered deck extensions to off-grid energy and waste management options.
So the Mojapod, this prototype took us 15 days to build. We did this one, we have our foonies that we do for our commercial fit-outs, as quickly described. So this one, so we have a good working relationship with our foonies, and so we've been able to turn this over in a quick time. When we move into production, we'll be maintaining a speed of around that. So for this 20-foot model, we'll be able to produce in about 3 weeks, and the 40-foot model in about 4 weeks.
So some of the advantages that I would single out with the Mojapod, there are actually 3 advantages. One is the speed of build. As Jeremy said, we build this 20-foot container in 15 days. Another is the mobility. You're able to transport this container, flatbed truck can go, this container can go. And the third is the quality of build. That anyone who's interested in a quite a high and refined quality of build, you're able to get that with speed and with mobility. I would say the space is constrained to a 20-foot container. The width is a very standard width, which is 2.4 meters. So everything has to happen within the 2.4 meters of width. But with design always has constraints, and for us that's just a challenge. And this can be mitigated in very many ways, in terms of the way you place the windows, the openings, in the way, the materials that you use to create the illusion of more space than you have.
And also, being a furniture manufacturer, we've also designed the furniture to fit the space specifically. So for example, the sofas that we're sitting on, it fits the space without looking too big or bulky. It makes sense in the space. We've had a lot of interest from commercial entities, from the hospitality industry, hotels, from the banking industry, banks, retail stores as well. And all of them are looking for a model where they can roll out a chain, the retail chain across the country in a way that's fast, the same quality build, and it rolls out in a good speed. Okay. We've also had a number of interest from companies doing large infrastructure projects, construction projects, and NGOs who are looking for things like staff quarters in remote areas. So that's quite a bit of interest from those sort of entities.
We've also had interest from your everyday clients who have maybe an acre or half an acre, and they want to be able to have a guest extension or a library or a gym, and they do not want the hassle to begin building. So it's more of like an instant gratification sort of need. Yeah, so speed and quality of build.
Our mantra here at the Property Show is to make sure there is something for everyone. Elections come and go, yet so many times developers as well as investors take a position of wait and see approach. Many have asked, is investing during an election season prudent? Let's get insights from seasoned developers. An election period can be daunting for real estate stakeholders as we see developers and investors adopt a wait-and-see approach. So what does the future hold for real estate? Let's get insights from a seasoned developer. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Nancy.
And what does the future hold for the real estate sector?
Fusion Capital has been in this market for the last 10 years. So that means we've gone through 2 elections already. And we never see elections as a reason to stop looking at new investment or stop investing. We know that the region has been and will continue to be stable. We've had incidences in the past, but nothing to stop an international investor from looking at investments in this region. So it's our intention to continue being in this market, to continue investing, to continue looking at new opportunities before, during, and even after elections.
As a developer, how are your projects doing?
Well, as you know, we recently launched Muranga, which is the sale of subdivided plots. And we've been very impressed to see significant uptake over a very short period of time. And I think that then tells you that people are not taking or investors are not necessarily taking a wait and see approach. In counties like Nakuru again, as you know, Nakuru is viewed as a haven of peace, and the uptake again has been quite good. We've just finalized the sale of phase 1. We have embarked on phase 2, and there is significant interest and uptake even on phase 2 of what we call Monty apartments in Nakuru. And so as you look at regions or counties, people are making decisions because the argument is, this is our home, we are here to stay, we're not necessarily going to move out after elections, and we can get into reasonable deals during and after elections. And so people have continued to make decisions. The same applies with Meru. We've continued to see retailers making decisions to take up space. Apartment buyers again, they are making decision to buy the apartments. And so really nothing stops. So you look at it regionally again, or you look at it from a county perspective, people will continue to make decisions on real estate. And I think the argument is when the markets are down, you don't run away. It's your country, you take your position and you optimize on your returns.
Thank you so much, Engineer, for your time. Today, we know that elections come and go, yet a lot of investors in this sector shy away from investing. So my question is, what is your take of investing during this season in this sector?
Thank you very much, Nancy. I have been around the real estate investment sector, practicing either as a project manager or as a developer, or a combination of both, since 2001, which means that I have been through the 2002 elections, 2007, 2013, and this will be my fourth one. And the truth is that there's a lot of talk of people being scared away from investing in real estate. My take is that needlessly so, because investing in real estate is long-term in nature, first of all. Number two is that you've got different categories of investors. You've got people who make a living in only real estate, and so in good times and bad times, they've got to live through the seasons. On the other extreme, you've got fickle investors, or people who came to make a quick killing, hit and run sort of people, very fickle, and they're always looking for excuses as to why they should not be investing. And so this is only one of the excuses. Next year, they'll be telling you
another
different
excuse,
story,
yes,
because there's always reasons why not to. But I think the more compelling thing that they should be doing is investing now, because it's the best time to invest. It's the best time to be planning. It's you won't get lower prices than now ever again. You know, the prices,
negotiate what
the
you
prices
want.
you have now
Yes.
are the lowest you'll ever
Exactly,
get. So it's a very good time to enter the market. So it depends on really at what stage of your life you are in real estate investments. And always, like in any other investment, you should always be strategic about how and when you invest. There is always a good deal all the time. It depends on exactly what you're looking for.
I find during the elections you get more deals than other times.
Our experience is that there's a lot of cash around elections for obvious reasons, and it's a pretty good place to park money, and we find in our experience that people tend to park money in real estate.
You've heard it from the experts. Indeed, fortune favors the brave. This conversation continues next week. Don't go away, we'll be right back with much more. Welcome back. You're watching The Property Show, where all your investment needs are covered. What do you desire your dream home to feel and look like? Today, it's all about a touch of modern industrial decor. Let's have a look.
Nasim Interiors, there's a fusion of both modern and classic look. For example, this is another living room setup. The sofa is called L-shaped sofa, left chase, and it's made of wrinkled linen. It has that rustic feel. It's removable, feathers and foam. Another thing about the L shape, it's very huge. As you can see, it is almost to 4-seater. You can use it living room, you can use it as your TV room, depending on also the size that you have in your house. If you have more space remaining, you can always go for 2 arm seats, like the 2 we have at the corner. And also you can do side table, which is really matching with our shelves. The shelves are made of rustic, reclaimed wood. This can also brighten your own this room, because the room is has dark color seats. And also the shelf, you can do candle holders, the ones that I was showing you, and can use it as a bookshelf, and some of the decors. What we have here is an industrial dining set. As you can see, it has metal base or metal frame, and the top part has that unfinished look and feel. It's made of oak wood, and again, what we've done, we've combined both rustic and industrial with modern. These seats are very modern because it's a PVC, but a very quality PVC, very hard and comfortable. And you can see the shape of the seat. It's made to take the shape of your back. It makes you comfortable when you sit on it. On top, we've done a very nice setup. This is a centerpiece made of ceramic. It is rustic ceramic bowl, and also ceramic vases, carved to have that rustic look also. You can also add shelving to add a different look in your dining area. You can do this or do a buffet, depending also with kind of your room and also your taste. As we've done the shelves, but we'll also advise someone to at least do the buffet also. And on the shelves, you can, for us, we're just using this as our display, but normally since it's dining area, you can still do nice decor. You can also do books. Here we have a bar stool. Normally you don't need to use it for bar. When I say bar stool, you can have maybe an area like a kitchen, an open kitchen area where you have a counter. You can use this, you can sit on it, and you don't have to also use it for sitting purposes also. You can just use it as a decor. You can put it in your house and it just changes the whole house setup. It just makes your house expensive and looks nice. What you're seeing on this wall, we're having a collage of different prints. These are prints done on canvas. And again, they are exclusive. Actually, we've customized the sizes of these prints. And another thing about these prints is that they are African inspired. And they always invite conversations in your house, because everyone will always want to know where is this lady from, why are they doing the headbands and everything. It just brings that, you know, the conversation part in your own room. And again, another thing about this, we're also giving ideas on clients. If you have a huge wall and you don't have a big painting or a print to do on your wall, you can always do a collage of prints the way we've done. It's actually very beautiful, and we're doing neutral colors. This is very nice for us to actually work with different houses. It doesn't matter what color theme you have in your house. The best thing is that neutral colors will always go well with different themes or different colors in your houses. That's why at least we are trying to put something that can be used widely.
In every home, there has to be signature accessories and furniture. What is that piece of furniture you'd like featured on this segment? Just drop us an email. Who knows, maybe it's just what has been lacking to complete your dream home. Before you own a home or even rent one, there's always that mental picture in your head. You may never accomplish the exact picture, but it always drives what you settle for. Our guest today shares her rental experience. Interesting.
Actually, I'm new in Nairobi. I just came in 2 months ago, and my journey has been quite interesting in terms of I wasn't aware that people are really looking for a home. You know, it's something that you take for granted, especially if you're from the upcountry. One was that it's near town, because I live in Pangani, which is near town. Two, the environment itself, it's not people are there, so the security, yeah, and basically it's just near town. I think that being near town is what attracted me the most, yeah. When I looked at how much I'm paying rent in Nairobi is high. When you put in the cost of also transport, what you're spending becomes a lot. So when you're able to save on a home, because sometimes you're not very sure about your income rate, I think it's very important when you have somewhere secured where you can lay your head and you're not worried about, you know, so many things that come in life that are unpredictable. The exact challenges is like in Nairobi, when you want to find a house, you're asked for 2 months deposit, and you find that sometimes you don't have that extra 1 month deposit they ask you. You just have, for example, if you're looking for a home and it's worth 10,000 and they're asking you to pay a double 10,000, and getting that money is a hassle on itself. And sometimes even getting to connect electricity, water bill, you know, that whole journey, it's very expensive. I definitely plan to own a home in the near future. It's on the pipeline. I believe that when it comes to decorating, especially decorating a home, you should, when you open the door, you should feel like calm and at peace, even though you've had that bad day, you're stuck in traffic, because you've decorated it and it's, you know, it makes your soul happy. You know, there's nothing like rule that you have to do this, you have to do this. I believe you just go with your instincts, go with what makes you happy. My dream house would be in a beach where I could just see the beach, you know, and the sunset and sunrise, and it would be vintage with glass windows so that I could see, you know, the outside without having curtains. Yeah, I hope it will come true.
Whether your dream home is a bed-sitter, a bungalow, a maisonette or a container home, it's a story we'd like to share. Just call on us and I'll be at your doorstep. Next, the Property Gallery with 2 ideal properties for investment.
Gitanga duplexes are a modern development located in the heart of Lavington off Gitanga Road. Privileged by its exquisite design and opulent finishes, this elegant residence offers 36 4-bedroom ensuite duplexes. Accommodation includes lower level, spacious living room, dining room, fitted kitchen with detached pantry, guest bedroom on select units, doobie area with washing machine provisions, and exterior storage for gas tanks. Upper level, spacious master ensuite bedroom with walk-in closet, 2 bedrooms ensuite, TV or family room which can be turned into a 5th bedroom. Salient features include 2 car parking spaces per unit, low-maintenance fully glazed UPVC windows, balconies with panoramic views, Cabro-paved driveways, guardhouse, underground and overhead water tanks. Price is on inquiry. Palace Apartments is a modern, elegant residential development in Raka, 100 meters off Limuru Road, next to the intersection with the Northern Bypass. The apartment blends luxury and utility to meet your modern housing needs. It's located a few minutes' drive to the city centre, village market, and Two Rivers Mall. Accommodation includes living room, unique finishes, fitted kitchen with granite tops and extractor hoods, 2 bedrooms, master ensuite, and inbuilt wardrobes. Salient features include 24-hour security and CCTV, gate-to-house intercom, DSTV and Zuku installed, solar water heaters, and borehole. The price guide for the 2-bedroom apartment goes for 7 million Kenya shillings. As an investment, the return income for the 2-bedroom apartment is 40,000 Kenya shillings per month.
In a nutshell, this is the right time for discerning investors to invest mostly for long-term gains. Real estate remains the highest returning asset class, with average returns of 25.8% compared to other asset classes with an average return of 12.3%. Next week, this conversation on investing during an election season continues. Thank you for watching. As always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.